Okay, so polyglot Bibles are thought to be a product of 16th century Western Europe. They are a great achievement of printing in mid-16th century, and this is a real challenging task to print the biblical text in separate columns next to each other in various languages. But what we often forget about is that the phenomenon is not a Western invention and it's not a Renaissance project. It happened much earlier, and what we have out now is a brilliant example of a 5-language edition of the Gospel of Luke. Unfortunately fragmented. This is a parchment page written probably in the mid-13th century in a great achievement of design and scribal collaboration in 5 languages of the non-Chalcedonian churches. In the middle, central position, we have the Egyptian language of the Egyptian church, Coptic, written in Greek letters, in the Memphitic dialect of Coptic. That is sort of has the royal position. In the middle, 2 sides, Syriac script. On the left, we have Syriac, written in Estrangelo script of the Syriac language, in Syriac translation, same chapter from the Gospel of Luke. The other one, Syriac script, but Arabic language, written in Syriac script, which we call Carshuni. And the 2 ends are 2 other languages of the non-Chalcedonian churches, one of them Armenian, and this side Ethiopian. So it's a great achievement of scholarly, scribal collaboration. And if you turn the page, the layout is preserved in the very same way. Ethiopian, Armenian on the 2 sides, Coptic in the royal position in the middle, and Syriac and Carshuni on the 2 sides. The central position of the Egyptian Coptic language means that this was probably done somewhere in Egypt in the 13th century. Unfortunately, there are complete manuscripts of other biblical texts written exactly in the same layout. We have a full copy of the Psalms, and we have a full copy of all the apostolic letters written in the same way, documented to have come from various monasteries of the Wadi Natrun around Alexandria in Egypt. And it clearly looks to be a trend to write biblical texts in 5 languages. From those manuscripts, we know that it was an extremely complicated scribal collaboration. We have notes and names of the scribes responsible for the Armenian, the Ethiopian, and they always praise God that this beautiful achievement has now been finished. They are very grateful. What isn't very clear is the function of this text. It's clearly not a scholarly endeavor, because none of the manuscripts, including this fragment here, has any notes, scientific, scholarly notation about the comparative value of the text. So it's probably not a scholarly edition. It was suggested that it could be liturgical, so for a service with multilingual, just like a multilingual compliance. But having the complete Psalter in 5 languages is so complicated, as suggested by scholars, that it might be easier to have 1 copy of the Psalms in 1 language and ask various people to read it, than having a 5-language pentaglot biblical manuscript out. So it might just be sort of an expression of identity. All these churches, the non-Chalcedonian churches, Armenian, Ethiopian, Syriac, and Coptic, all together in one endeavor to show their identity, which is definitely not the Greek Byzantine, but it's their non-Chalcedonian position, expressed iconically in beautifully designed pentaglot manuscripts of the mid-13th century. Thank you. It says, Enas sin refer novi, genti baif ovoch, efasemi je fru, feb chen pni empia fariseos, asci nuvalavas tron ensu je en ovoch.